Hello everyone. Now we will discuss about how to write persuasive messages for sales correspondence and job applications. Okay, first, what is the sample of persuasive task? So for example, you need to persuade subordinates to take up a job or task, or you need to persuade a speaker to give a talk to your colleges or students. And you want to persuade customers to buy a product or use your services, or you want to persuade the public that your organization is credible, persuade companies to compensate, or persuade teenagers not to take drugs in TV broadcasting. So there are many examples of persuasive tasks, and we might need skills to persuade people in those circumstances. Okay, there are like Aristotle's three modes of persuasions: ethos, pathos, and logos. So it is about credibility, emotion, and logic. When you want to persuade someone, it is important that we consider these three components. First is logos or logic. So we need to elaborate about the benefits and the positive things about our product, for example. So, like the rest of the world, we are at something of a crossroad where traditional advertising methods no longer provide the impact. So, we need to do this kind of thing. We need to provide all possible benefits, show it to them so that they can get interested with our product or services. By 2010, the US workforce had an increase of 29% in 45 to 64 years old and 14% of those who are 65 years old plus, which means when we try to advertise, we need to consider these aspects and we need to consider about benefits potential for them. Okay, this is an example of using logos for Obama's speech. So that's why I'm in this race. I love this country so much, or too much, to see it divided and distracted at this moment in history. I believe in our ability to perfect this union because it is the only reason I'm standing here today. And I know the promise of America because I have lived it. So don't ever forget that this election is not about me or any candidate. Don't ever forget that this campaign is about you, about your hopes and your dreams, about your struggles, about securing your portion of the American dream. As you can see here, he stressed out the importance of the election. And the next one is ethos or credibility. So we need to show that we are worth it to be chosen or to be listened. Depends on what we want to offer actually. So for example, we have extended our opening hours because that has been one of the suggestions we have been given. So it means that we consider users' feedback, customers' feedback. And then we can say also, I promise we will take very good care of it, or I've been carrying out missions for growth over the last 2 years. So we need to persuade by saying that we have credibility to do the work or to get the service or to offer the product or whatever. The third one is like pathos or emotion. So we need to consider customers' emotion. For example, our aim is to serve you, the local people, locally. Local people will feel that they are considered and they are considered important in this matter. We feel they will have more understanding of your particular needs and it listens to your ideas, your suggestions, and your needs. So basically, we want to engage more with the customers based on their feeling. This is an example of ethos and pathos. Again, from Obama's speech, you can see the bold text. So I did not run the presidency to fulfill some long-held ambition. I choose to run in this election at this moment because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. So This is more like ethos. And then for pathos, we say that at this defining moment, we cannot wait any longer for universal healthcare. We cannot wait to fix our school. We cannot wait for good jobs. We cannot wait for to halt global warming. We cannot wait to end this war in Iraq. Most of all, I believe in the power of American people to be the real agents of change in this country. So as we can see here, in the last part of the message, Obama said a lot about we. So that is an example of using pathos. So we make people that we are talking to feel more engaged because they are included, somehow included, as in our argument. So there are like 6 weapons of influence based on Sayadini on 1993. So the first one is like reciprocation. The second one is commitment and consistency. Third is social proof. Fourth is liking, authority, and scarcity. When we try to offer product, service, we need to consider those things. So first is reciprocation. People tend to return a favor. So for example, we want to give like free sample or free videos. Usually they tend to give something in return. For example, they will give their email, or maybe they can buy the product. The next one is commitment and consistency. So if people commit orally or in writing to an idea or goal, they are more likely to honor that commitment. So for example, you might see that charity organizations calling first, asking you to sign a petition, and usually it is harmless. And then after that, they will call you asking to make donations. You are more likely to give donations because you have signed the petition. Another example is like receiving a phone call asking if you will vote the coming election, and you tend to be consistent in voting afterwards, compared with those who did not receive the phone call. The third one is social proof. So people will do things that they see other people are doing. So, for example, we can say that join over 2,000 other satisfied customers and experience the power of blah, blah, blah of our product or services. And the next one is just look at how the 1,000 customers have transformed themselves after using our skincare products. So we need to define how many customers, how many people have been affected with our products or services and have been satisfied with those. The next one is liking. So people are easily persuaded by other people that they like. So that's why now we often see that influencers often promote products or services because influencers, when they try to promote products or services, people will follow them because people already like them and they will indirectly like the things that they offer, like products or services. Authority. So people will tend to obey authority figures. For example, if your president asks for you to install a certain product, then a certain software, then you will be more likely to install them compared to when your college asks you to install the same application. The next one is scarcity. So we need to explain about how rare it is. For example, only one left. Or we can say that, oh, the discount only applies till tonight. And after that, there will be no discount. And that is about the marketing. So about how we persuade people to buy our product or services. And now we'll move to how to make a persuasive job application letter. So in here, we have like 7 points to be considered while writing a job application letter. The first one, at the beginning, we need to establish the credential. So we need to explain which job we are applying to. For example, in here, I'm writing to apply for the position of marketing director. And then you can also explain generally about why you are suitable with that job. For example, in here, I believe that my rich experience in marketing work and related qualification make me a qualified candidate. And after that, you can start to move to other things, which is introducing the other or candidature. So in here, usually you will address about job requirements that they ask. For example, maybe they ask about your working experience. Of course, if you just answer it like, okay, I'm a fresh graduate, then it is not a positive thing to say, right? Because they will more likely to choose people with job experience. That's why in here, when you try to explain about your limitations, you need to provide counter arguments. So, for example, you can see here, although I'm a fresh graduate, I've gained work experience in marketing through internship in summer 2018. Through the experience, I've gained valuable experience of promoting the company, organizing events, looking for sponsors, dealing with clients, and so on. So you can see here, basically, they have a limitation, which is they are a fresh graduate. But they try to make it positive. They try to have a counter argument saying that, oh, even though I'm a fresh graduate, I still have some experience, some working experience that might be useful for this job. The third one is like offering incentives. This is more like additional benefits that you can offer instead of those written in the job requirements. So for example, I specialize in translation and interpretation, but I can also teach linguistic courses, which is a plus. Another thing, for example, my cultural background can also ensure a better teacher-student relationship. So it is like additional benefits that actually the job doesn't require you to, but you can give them as a bonus. And after that, usually we will start discussing about documents. So usually when you send a job application letter, you will give also like resume or maybe CV, and we will need to say that in the letter. We say that please refer to my attached resume for details of my qualifications, experience, and research interests. And after that, we can say also about asking for a response. So please feel free to write me at the above address or call me on blah, blah, blah. So in case they want to ask further about your application, then they can contact you in this address or this number. And if possible, you can also use pressure tactics. So in here, basically you want to give like implicit deadline, but you don't want to say that explicitly because it is not really polite. So you can just say that, oh, if I want to move to your company, then I have to give notice to my present employer in early May. And you can say like this, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Or you can change a little by saying that, okay, I'm applying and I expect for hearing from you like in 2 weeks or something like that. Or if possible, could you give me a response in 2 weeks or something like that? But consider about your position in that letter. So if you have a lot to bargain, then it is possible to you to put more pressure. But if you don't have things to bargain, then I think it is recommended not to use this kind of thing. And the last one, which is ending politely. So you need to say that I hope you will find my qualification and experience useful, and I look forward to explaining my suitability to the position in an interview. So usually when you apply a job, you send the letter, and after that, if they are interested with you, they will call you for interview. That is the next step. And after the interview, they will start to decide whether they want to take you for the job or not. So that's why in here, in the ending, we say that I look forward to explaining my suitability to the position, in an interview because interview is expected after the um, the letter. Okay, that's all. Thank you.